Getting better at this.
Yeah, not bad.
Keep going. This is hard. We've been doing this for a couple of hours now. We're training for a new marathon. It's my two favorite things in my hand, and my feet are on the treadmill. Should we step it up a bit?
Yeah.
All right. I did not pick appropriate footwear. If you're just joining us, welcome. We're still in Texas. We've got a couple more videos to do today, but we're here with Ronnie Delzer. Delzer, who is a Guinness World Records title holder. You're not attempting a record today, though, are you?
No, not at this pace. So, might last a little longer.
Are you saying I'm not going quick enough? Should I turn it up?
So we are going, you're 4.7 miles per hour, and you probably need to go about 8.3 or so.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're almost there.
Tell me about your Guinness World Record title.
Okay, so the record is greatest distance run on a treadmill in 12 hours. So I got the idea, I saw this on the news in August of 2015. Some guy broke the record. He set, I think it was like 82 miles. So I ran a 100-mile race that year, and my pace was ahead of that time, so I thought that would be interesting to look at. I already had my schedule set for 8 months or so. And then it kind of worked out. I applied. It was on a road trip, and my friends talked me kind of into it, and applied with Guinness World Records, and I found out during the summer that they accepted the application, and so gave it a shot in August, and it all worked out.
So you're no stranger to running, obviously. You look like you've been doing this a long time. How long do you spend on a treadmill a day, would you estimate? Or do you go running on the street, or what do you do?
Yeah, so I'm an ultra runner. My background's running, ran collegiately. And so, I mean, anything above 50K, I do 100 milers. But most of my mileage is on the road, not necessarily on a treadmill. It's Texas, you kind of get a feel for what the weather's like here. So if it's hot, humid during the summer, I will come on a treadmill. If it's a specific workout, I'll do it on a treadmill. But for this record, yeah, I spent probably 2 days a week, maybe on a treadmill. So there would be one short session during the week that would be faster tempo stuff, and then the weekend is where I would do a longer run. So anywhere from 20 miles to 30 miles.
That's a lot. I've done, I've been going for 5 minutes. That's pretty good. So your Guinness World Record title, I want to get the numbers accurate here, but I'm not going to stop running. Greatest distance on a treadmill in 12 hours. So you ran for 12 hours?
Yes. So it's 12 hours. You can take as many breaks as you want. You don't have to stay on the treadmill that long. So, but yeah, I mean, bathroom breaks are fine. As long as you don't have contact with the treadmill, somebody else turns it off, and you can kind of set it up however you want.
If you just joined us, we're here live in Texas. We're here with Ronnie. Ronnie's a Guinness World Records title holder. Your record title is the longest distance run in a 12-hour marathon. And it was 100 and... I did have these numbers, but you know when you work out and all the blood goes around, you have to reset your brain a bit. 143 kilometers in 12 hours, or just under 90 miles.
Correct.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
What time did you get up? Like, walk me through what happened on that day.
Okay, so yeah, we started at 7. I mean, I woke up. That allowed me a little bit of a chance to sleep in. I wanted to start with daylight and then finish around 7 o'clock. So during the summertime, it has daylight. But you tired?
Yeah, I'm having a little break.
But yeah, I started at 7 and kind of got into a good rhythm. I started out a little bit quicker than what the pace I needed to run, but strategically planned that just so I had a cushion towards the end in case things got tight or tired or fatigue set in. I could slow it down. So kind of early on, I was running like 7:18 per mile, and I needed 7:45 or something, I think.
If you have any questions, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, we have a few questions.
Oh, we do? Go ahead.
Michael wants to know what's going through your mind over the course of 12 hours when you're running on a treadmill.
What's going through your mind when you're running on the treadmill?
Yeah, so the mental side of you're trying to control that. I don't focus on the time. It's hard if you start looking at time because it takes forever. I mean, it seems like a long day. So I don't pay attention. I will cover up the time. I'll break up the treadmill, or the run. I'll focus on 3 hours at a time, get to that 3-hour mark, and then get there and then focus on another 3 hours, just getting through the 3 hours. So then if I can get to 6 hours, halfway point, it's more of a kind of like a success or just victory for me mentally. And then the last hour, I will break it up per hour. So I'll just go through each hour and then kind of reset my mind, go through it again. I'll put on music. I'm just trying to tune things out a little bit and be able to focus. But it gets tough. I mean, it definitely did by 6 hours or so. I mean, muscles are starting to tighten up and things are starting to hurt.
We're here with Ronnie Delzar live in Texas, who has the Guinness World Record title for greatest distance run on a treadmill in 12 hours, 143.84 kilometers, or 89.38 miles. So you had a question?
Yes, Danielle wants to know, like, wouldn't you get hungry over the course?
Yes.
Yeah, what do you eat as well?
So, yeah, Starbucks would be really good, actually. But no, I use gels. So these are, if you're a runner, you probably know what they are. But it's fuel. It's race day fuel. It has 100 calories in it. I have to take 2 an hour just to get enough in. So I'm taking that. I'm taking some other fluids that have calories in them as well. But as long as I get in, my plan was 300 to 400 calories an hour. And if I had that, I'm burning 800 calories an hour. So I'm still going to lose over the course of 12 hours. But just kind of on experience practicing with it, works well for me.
Should I check how many calories are in a grande frappuccino?
Yeah.
Or should I just stick with gels? I should try the gels. I'm going to get back on this for a second.
A couple of people who just joined us were asking about bathroom breaks.
Bathroom breaks, yes, good question.
Okay, so yeah. Usually in the training, I could go 2 or 3 hours without having to use the bathroom, which was nice, and that was probably the longest my training runs were, but I was very hydrated, and so like within the first half hour, I'm already having to use the bathroom. And so we planned for it. At 60 minutes, my goal is just let's get an hour in, and then I'll stop and use the bathroom. What we didn't plan for were the treadmills we had it on a marathon mode, which meant it would run continuously. And when we reset it or turned it off at night, it reset. So it was on a 60-minute like commercial mode. So basically, it shut down. Like it just shut down on us right at an hour, which was good. I mean, in a sense that I stopped, went to the bathroom, they reset the treadmill for me, and then I got back on. But it kind of changed the plan, because where I was running before for 3 hours, now I'm stopping every hour to get off. And so, I mean, I took advantage of it. I would stop, stretch, roll with a foam roller to loosen up muscles that were tight, use the bathroom, and I even changed shorts a couple times just to kind of get some drier clothes on and stuff.
What did you eat when you finished that 12 hours? What did you...
No, I mean, we went to a local restaurant. I didn't have much of an appetite afterwards. No, I mean, my stomach was kind of messed up a little bit. I'm exhausted, tired. So,
high protein, low carb, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I had steak. It didn't stay in my stomach long, so it came out, but that's just how I am. Can't handle much afterwards.
Well, your legs must have been like jelly, right? I mean, your whole body must have been exhausted. Did you go straight to sleep, or were you inundated with a sense of adrenaline after running on a treadmill for 12 hours?
Yeah, I mean, legs were pretty much exhausted. What hurt the most were like my knees and ankles. It's just the repetitive motion. So it's different than running on a road or trails where you get some variation. But that repetitiveness really destroyed like my joints and stuff. But I couldn't, I mean, I was wired. My whole body was just out of whack after that. It took me a while to go to sleep. I think it was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And then, finally crashed.
You've run a lot of marathons as well, right? Over 100 marathons in your life.
So, not quite 100, no. I've done 100-mile races. But haven't, I mean, it's been 10 years since I've done a standalone marathon. So.
You miss them at all, or your treadmill's fine?
No, I mean, I prefer running outside. I prefer running on trails. As long as I'm running, I'm cool, I'm fine. I enjoy being outdoors much better than on a treadmill. It was just, I don't know of any outdoor records that would have worked.
Yes, Claire, go ahead.
Naveen wants to know how many calories did you burn in this 12-hour run?
Naveen wants to know how many calories.
And it's probably just under 10,000.
Any other questions?
Yes, Sam Scar is 16, and he was wondering if you had any tips for him to do something like this.
Any words of advice to the young and aspirational?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do something on a treadmill, start out easy. I mean, my total mileage for this training was 70 miles at the high peak point. So, I mean, it really doesn't require a lot of mileage and pounding on the body. You need variation more in the training and the workouts. But yeah, I mean, the record's going to be broken. It gets broken 2 times a year, it seems like. So hopefully I set the bar up high enough where it lasts a little longer. But yeah, I mean, I think the record will be broken again at some point this year. So.
Did you use different modes on the treadmill? You've got the fat burn, the intermediate, the advanced, intervals, enduro. I mean, did you just keep it flat, or did it go up? Did you change speeds a lot? How did that all go down?
Yeah, no, I didn't use any of those modes. I tried to just get into a rhythm, and that was comfortable for me. So you're trying to run as efficient as possible, just conserving energy. And so that was my main focus: is find something that feels comfortable, that feels sustainable, and then just stick with it. And so, I mean, I don't know. I probably ran a 7:20 pace for the first 50 miles or something. And then things started to get tight, things started to wear, and I had to adjust the pace a little bit, take a few more breaks and stuff, but did what I had to do.
Ooh, this is exhausting. Claire, any other questions?
Yes, Rhea just joins us and wants to know how you felt at the end after all that effort.
Tired.
I mean, I was tired. This place that we're at is a local running store, and had a lot of friends, athletes in the community show up. So I mean, it was like a big party, actually. I mean, I was tired, glad it was over with, but I mean, it was a pretty big celebration afterwards. And so just the adrenaline and stuff, it felt pretty good.
Do you have any plans to go for another Guinness World Record title attempt? Have you got something else in the pipeline, athletics related?
It's nice to have it kind of like a contingency plan. I mean, I like to run outdoors, I would prefer, than on a treadmill. I mean, there's a 100-mile record that I was on pace. I honestly didn't even know about it at the time. But, I mean, you can apply for these records. I mean, I could have applied to do both of them had I known, and maybe just kept on running. But, I mean, there's always an option out there, I guess. So, I mean, I don't plan on to in the near future.
Yeah. This is enough for me. I think 4 is the good number. Claire, go ahead.
Richmond wants to know what your secret is.
What's your secret?
So, the secret...
Keep running.
Yeah, keep running. You're probably starting to get warm and hot in here. I'm already breaking a sweat, and we're going like half the speed I was.
I mean, speak for yourself. I'm cool as a cucumber. I could do this for another couple of days, but...
Yeah. So, no, the secret really is keeping it cool inside here. So we're in a closed environment except for the top where air can escape. So running on a treadmill at the gym, I'm sweating like crazy and losing a lot of fluids. So we brought in 2 one-ton portable AC units, and the goal was to try to keep it around 55, 60 degrees inside here, which meant I could probably run a lot longer. My heart rate's not going to elevate. I can control the environment. So having those in there was a big help. And so I had one in front of me and then one behind me. And so I was kind of in this pocket where air was just circulating around, which is really nice. So the problem though, we had so much on the circuit. The treadmill's going, the AC units, it blew the circuit. And then like that was around like 3-hour mark. Ended up having to get on another treadmill to start running. So a little frustrating.
Things to watch out for. Make sure you've got adequate power supplies and air conditioning. Claire, go ahead and have another.
Shane wants to know how long you had to train for this.
So I found out about middle part of July, and I wanted to do this in August so I could kind of have enough time to recover and get back into some races I wanted to do at the end of the year. So we pushed it back to give me some training, just because I was doing about 55 miles a week leading up to that point. So once we found out, immediately kind of kicked it up to 60, and then the following week did 70 miles, and then kind of finished off with a taper like you would usually do for any race. So let the body kind of recover and rest. But yeah, I mean, it depends, but I was getting, like I said earlier, long runs. My main focus was up to about 30 miles. And I would do some back-to-back long runs as well. So meaning, Saturday would be 20-something miles long run, and then Sunday, same thing again, just to run on fatigued legs.
Rhea wants to know if you had any food restrictions.
Food restrictions. Any dietary concerns we should be worried about?
No, not for me. I mean, I've been doing it kind of long enough to know what works for me. Everyone's different. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of more specific to the individual, but for me, it's like we talked about gels. I would take electrolytes if I needed them, if I felt like I was sweating quite a bit. Orange slices, I mean, whatever. I mean, I'll try out the Starbucks sometimes. It's a good idea.
I recommend it. I've been able to do this for 15 minutes at 3 miles an hour. So, yeah, Claire.
Hala wants to know, don't you get bored?
Yes.
You were saying you were listening to music and stuff as well, right?
Yeah, the music helps a lot, actually. So I started playing music like 2 hours within the run.
What kind of music? Like Beethoven, classical,
No.
electro?
Just high rhythm, like more like, I don't know if hip hop or whatever, but just something with a consistent rhythm, faster beat. It's kind of what I go to.
Yeah,
and
right.
I will replay over and over if I find something good. So.
Yeah, one of our last questions, Shane wants to know what's next after this, now that you've broken the record.
Last question from Shane. What is next after this record?
Yeah, I mean, just going back to trails for a while. There's a race in a few weeks, Rocky Raccoon 100, which is very close to here. It's the U.S. Championships, the 100-mile trail championships. So I ran that a couple years ago, finished third, and I'll go back again this year. So.
I'll be looking forward to it. If you've just joined us, we've been speaking with Ronnie Delzer, who is the Guinness World Record title holder for the longest time. The official terminology here is the greatest distance run on a treadmill in 12 hours. It was 143.84 kilometers, or just under 90 miles, and that was accomplished in 2016 in August, in the midst of the summer. But it was inside, so we had air conditioning. Sorry, Claire?
Okay, one more question.
Oh, we have one more question.
Alex wants to know, when you train, do you take days off, or do you run all 7 days of the week?
Yeah, what's the routine like?
Yeah, so for me, I do. I take a rest day. It works best that I take off on Friday, so I'll run Monday through Thursday. I get a massage on Thursdays because I'm high-intensity workouts during the week, shorter stuff. And then I'll take a rest day Friday, and then the longer stuff, just because I'm not working, I can squeeze in and put in on the weekends. So yeah.
An inspiration to athletes everywhere. Should we go into a cool down now? I think we've done with our workout, aren't we?
I think we should set it up, yeah.
We should set it up.
Get you up to speed.
Oh, you want me to go up to speed?
Yeah, go
I thought we were going to go in there. All right, we'll go a little faster. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see us again in a couple of hours. I think we have one more video to go on our Houston adventure today. Just going to
Crank it
get
up.
the mood here. Crank it up. All right. Oh, this is hard. You went faster than this or so? Oh, my goodness. All right.